A beautiful day here in Tampa, 84 degrees as a military commando bringing home the Bucs flag, and this is the team's annual military appreciation game. And our broadcast is being piped into the American Forces Network. So all of the great servicemen and women who are watching this game, sit back and enjoy the Rams and the Bucs. Rams have won 3 of the last 4. The Bucs have dropped 2 of the last 3. But Tampa Bay with 3 wins matches Raheem Morris's record as a head coach. He won only 3 last year and has already won 3 this year. And Steve Spagnuolo, who won only 1 game in his first year a year ago, now 3-3, and looking to get over 500 for the first time since 2006. Sam Bradford, I think the disappointment of seeing Oklahoma losing to Missouri last night may not be in his mind right now, Charles.
Well, I don't think that's going to be foremost and paramount, but Denario Alexander, his teammate, is going to make sure he wears black and gold this week.
He will. Preston Parker, rookie from Alabama, Northern Alabama, is back deep, and Josh Brown will kick off as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, dressed in white, in the heat, will get the ball first, and Parker from the 3-yard line. And a good return by Parker out to the 30-yard line. And let's look at the Buccaneers offense. They have scored only 3 touchdowns in 3 home games. Eric Lorig, a converted defensive end, is starting at fullback with Ernest Graham out of action. Mike Williams leads all rookies at wide receiver. Josh Freeman, of course, is the quarterback. On the offensive line, Ted Larson is starting at center. Jeremy Zuta, who was the center last week, the injured Jeff Payne unable to play again. So that's the setup for the Bucs offensively. You heard Jim Mora talk about the size and the poise of Freeman, looking to throw on first down, being chased, and getting close to first down yardage, and may have it as Chris Long runs him out of bounds. The Rams defense coming up big last week in their victory. And of course, Chris Long, the NFC Defensive Player of the Week with a couple of sacks. And veterans like Niall Diggs at the linebacker spot has helped with the maturity of some of the young players. Kevin Dockery starting at cornerback as Ron Bartell still active, not starting today. First down at the 40-yard line. Play action. And going deep. And overthrowing Mike Williams, who was well covered downfield, bringing up 2nd and 10. An early shot for the Bucs.
Good start for Freeman running the football there. Anytime you pressure a mobile quarterback like the Rams did on first down, you leave yourself vulnerable to escape routes. And Freeman did that, and then they come back in second down. And they say, you know what, let's air it out. Let's take a shot down the field. They put Ben in motion and try to get the ball to Williams on the post.
2nd and 10. Swing it out to Aurelius Ben. And Ben has a first down as he gets into Ram territory. James Butler, the strong safety, and it looks like they're going to be about a half a yard short.
Jim, I know when you're coaching, you always love receivers who didn't just catch the football, that would go downfield and block and help everyone else out. We saw that on that last quick screen. Both receivers out in front of the guy who caught the football, gets him really close to a first down.
It looks early here like they're going to try to work Ben into their game plan.
Butler shaken up apparently as he leaves the field. Craig Lumpkin, number 28, joins Cadillac Williams in the backfield, 3rd and 1, and they hand off to Lumpkin. And it's going to be close. The Rams coming up strong, and he may not have made it.
Interesting decision now for Raheem. You know, they're not running the ball successfully. They just failed on a 3rd and short. Do you go for it here, or do you kick it, Charles?
I would like to go for it if I'm them, because I have that big quarterback that I just burrow behind someone and pick up that little bit of yardage. You talked about him in the open, Jim, about how people bounce off of him. I use that 6'5", 250.
We're going to have a measurement as the punter, Robert Malone, comes onto the field.
Well, this will give Raheem Morris a chance to think about this decision. And Charles, you make a great point. When you've got a quarterback who's 6'5", 255 pounds, and you've only got to get 6 inches, and I know it's early in the football game, and maybe you want to pin him down and change field position, but I wouldn't hesitate to go for it right here. They've got about 2 inches to make it for the first down.
Now, when you had a quarterback not as big, would you have done the same thing?
I don't think that I would. Now, the quarterback sneaks are remarkable, and they're going to go for it. They're putting their offense back out on the field. But I think that if you've got a big guy like this, you sneak it. If you've got a slippery guy, you sneak it. If you've got a smaller man, maybe not. But this is a statement for him right here. This is a statement. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to try to pound you a little bit. We're going to try to ball control you.
And they've got to block Fred Robbins, number 98, up front. He's the one who disrupted the 3rd and short play.
4th and less than a yard. Quarterback sneak, first down. And Freeman gets the Bucs a first down into Ram territory at the 49.
On 3rd and short, Fred Robbins, 98, got into the backfield and disrupted the play on that one. Davin Joseph, 75, and Jeremy Zuda, 76. They bury him inside. Watch in the middle there. See, they take Fred Robbins and move him back, which allows Josh Freeman to move forward for the first down.
So Tampa Bay with 2 first downs on their opening possession. LeGarrette Blount, rookie from Oregon. We expected to see Lumpkin and Blount carry the ball. And they both have been in there, and there's the handoff to Blount. Blount breaks it and gets another first down. A penalty marker is down as Blount is tripped up at the 34-yard line by Laurinaitis, the middle linebacker, after a gain of 14. Mike Carey, though, will explain the play.
Now that one's going to come back, but what you're seeing here is backup tackle James Lee going in and playing tight end, and they're running behind him.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, defense number 96 lined up in the neutral zone, and holding offense number 77. Those fouls offset, they play first down.
And we have an injured Ram on the field, and being helped up right there is Dockery. So Kevin Dockery, forced to start at corner for Ron Bartell, is the second Ram defensive back shaken up on the first series.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And we're back in the first quarter. Tampa Bay maintaining possession. Ron Bartell has gone in to play cornerback for Kevin Dockery, who was shaken up. James Butler, who left the field, is back at strong safety.
Bartell's playing with a bruised thigh. They may want to test him early to see how he moves.
Hand off to LeGarrette Blount, and Blount, tough to bring down for the second time. He's carried the ball. Gets to the 42-yard line. A gain of 6.
And running behind James Lee at tight end again. I like what they're doing, bringing a big man for at the tight end position and running the ball behind him.
So a little wrinkle by the Buccaneers early on. Second down and 4. Bucs on the Rams 42. Hand off to Cadillac Williams. And Williams, no gain on the play. And for an update and a game break, whatever you like to call it, here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, what we call it is a touchdown by the Falcons. Opening drive of the ball game, 3-yard pass from Matt Ryan to Brian Finneran finishes it off. Falcons lead the Bengals in the Georgia Dome, 7-0. I think it's still early. Dick and Charles?
It certainly is, Kurt. And, of course, the Falcons leading with a 4-2 record tied with the Saints, and the Bucs at 3-2, a half a game behind. 3rd and 4. Strawder coming in toward the line, tight formation, stepping up against a good rush and unable to gain anything. Back to the line of scrimmage, and it was C.J. Ayu, number 99, making the stop for the Rams, who finally bring the Bucs to a halt. And Robert Malone, their rookie punter, comes in, and going back is Danny Amendola.
This is going to be a big mental game for Josh Freeman because already in the last couple of plays we've seen, the Rams show various looks and different things to make him go to his alerts, to his checks, to try and get into the right call.
Second game as a punter is Malone from Fresno State. This is a good kick. Amendola with the fair catch, and he makes it at about the 12-yard line. So Sam Bradford comes out for the first time to lead the Rams.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
And welcome back to Tampa. And pretty good ball control by the Bucs, but they did not come away with any points, and the Rams will start their first offensive possession from the 13. Sam Bradford has been a hot quarterback lately. Badgema, the tight end, the move man, and a quick lofting pass and incomplete off the hands of Brandon Gibson. Let's take a look at the Rams offensive unit. They've been stepping up as of late. Bradford, the quarterback, and Steven Jackson today could become the all-time leading Rams rusher. And on the line, good-looking left tackle rookie Roger Saffold. Second down and 10. And a flag, false start penalty will be marked off against St. Louis.
False start. Offense, number 47. 5-yard penalty, still second.
So it's Billy Badgema, the tight end.
And that has to change what Pat Shurmur, the offensive coordinator, is thinking on 2nd and 10 because I'm watching it. They throw the ball on first down, and I think that they're possibly going to run it on 2nd and 10. That changes things.
Here's the defense, and Gerald McCoy from Oklahoma going against his former teammate, the quarterback Sam Bradford, for the first time. The linebacking crew anchored by Barrett Ruud in the middle. And the secondary, Cody Grimm, rookie, played well so far at free safety. Hand off to Steven Jackson. Coming into the game, Jackson, who's driven back down. And let's see where they mark the forward progress. And it will be out on the field. But it'll be inside the 5. That was good pressure by Geno Hayes.
That was classic Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense right there. Stuff the run, swarm the ball, guys flying over the pile.
That was a team that you just saw that's tired of hearing about guys getting 150 yards against them.
You're right there.
Third down and 15 from the 8. Bradford in trouble, loses the ball. And Tampa Bay apparently recovers.
This
And
is
the
going to be
Bucs get
close
it.
now. Watch the hand. That's oh boy, I'll tell you, that's going to be close. I don't know if I can make the call there, Charles.
The key is, was it the intent to try and throw the football? He's trying to get the ball up into the arm is coming up, but I'm not sure that the ball was coming forward out of his hand, except that the impetus was being knocked from behind coming out of his hand.
Jason Smith's helmet hit his hand and knocked the ball out.
Kyle Moore recovered for the Bucs, and it's an obvious challenge here for Steve Spagnuolo.
I don't know, Dick, that you can.
There's a fumble recovered by Tampa Bay, being challenged by St. Louis. Timeout.
Styles White getting the pressure on him and knocking the ball free. The challenge is, was his arm coming forward? You have to challenge if you're Steve Spagnuolo. Look at the field position that you're in otherwise.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the new Ford Fiesta. It's a pretty big deal. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Pizza Hut. Your favorite plays deserve your favorite pizza. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut.
The Rams are challenging the ruling on the field that Sam Bradford fumbled the ball on this play. It was recovered by the Bucs if it goes that way.
To me, the helmet of Jason Smith, as you pointed out, Jim, was what caused the fumble. It wasn't Sam Bradford's arm coming forward. And already we've seen the Buccaneers run defense, get involved early and stuff Steven Jackson. And now we've seen their pass defense with the pass rush, which has only had 4 sacks all year. Now they're involved.
And the former head of officials in our Fox Command Center, Mike Pereira. There's Mike Carey on the field. Here's Mike Carey's ruling.
After review, the quarterback's hand was coming forward with an empty hand. Therefore, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Fumble recovered by Tampa Bay. First down.
Let's bring in Mike Pereira here. Mike?
That's called the Mike Carey tease. He tells you that the hand is coming forward. Then he says the ball was loose in his hands. That is the old empty hand. You have to have total control of the ball in your hand when the arm starts forward. And you can clearly see here that he's lost control of the ball already. That's a fumble.
And here it is again. The empty hand, never more obvious, but it had to be a call that
Steve Spagnuolo had to challenge because of where they were in field position.
And thank you, Mike Pereira, for being with us. We may see you again before the end of the day.
Look for the matchup here with Winslow on a linebacker.
First and goal from the 6. Big opportunity for Tampa Bay. Freeman looking to throw it. Has time. And his pass. They rule it incomplete. Flag is down in the end zone. Kellen Winslow was the receiver, and a flag went down right where Winslow was.
Offense number 82. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So a push-off and offensive pass interference called against Kellen Winslow.
Jim, you called it, going to Kellen Winslow in the slot. Larry Grant trying to cover. Winslow getting physical, knocking his arm off.
I don't see it.
Frankly, from what I'm seeing, Grant put his hand on Winslow first. Winslow knocked the hand off, which is what you're taught to do.
Yeah, they're just
let them
chicken
battle
fighting.
it out and let them determine the end of the play.
Yeah, Charles, you're right. They're just chicken fighting out there. They're slapping hands. That to me, that's no harm, no foul either way.
So now the ball is moved back to the 16. First and goal from the 16. The Buccaneers have been solid here, and a fake pass, handoff to LeGarrette Blount. And Blount getting an opportunity, still on his feet, and finally dropped at the 14, and another penalty marker goes down as Otagwe, the free safety.
Offense number 76. 10 yards, still first down.
And Jeremy Zuta, who is playing the center position. Ted Larson is the left guard. And so 2 big penalties against the Bucs when they had first and goal at the 6.
And Jeff Fain, their normal starting center, out with a leg injury. Last week, Jeremy Zuta moved in and started at center. This week, Ted Larson starting at center. Jeremy Zuta going to guard. So this Bucs line getting a little bit of a reshuffle. And early in the ball game, too many holding calls.
Still first and goal from the 26. It really has been coming in tight to the line. Here's pressure on Freeman, and he's going to go down. They started at the 6, and now they're thrown back to the 38-yard line as James Hall coming in to make the play. That is the second sack of the game for St. Louis and a loss of 8 yards.
He was going to go for Mike Williams, but Fletcher does an excellent job here. And quite frankly, Freeman just doesn't have a chance to find him. There's too much pressure in his face. There's pressure off the edge. There's nowhere to run. Excellent defensive stand thus far by the Rams with a backed up situation.
They started at the 6, and now a timeout called by the Buccaneers. So they have lost 32 yards as a result of 2 penalties and the loss on the play on the sack. So the Rams making it difficult for Tampa Bay here.
In recent weeks, the St. Louis Rams pass rush has really ramped up. 7 sacks against San Diego. They're off to a good start here. Davin Joseph, one of the better guards in the league, but Jermel Cujo goes right past him, helps put the pressure on, and with a little help from his friends, down goes Josh Freeman.
It was once first and goal at the 6. Now it's second and goal at the 36-yard line. Showing blitz, and the handoff to Williams. And Cadillac Williams doesn't get much. He gets to the 34, picking up 2 yards.
And the run game that Jim alluded to in the open that Tampa struggled with, they've been trying to find so many ways to kick-start it. All right, just a moment ago, I talked about Jeremy Zuta, who's really playing center today, as he has been the last couple of weeks. They had to move Ted Larson into guard because Kedrick Vincent is out today. but there was discussion about Larson being a natural center moving in. They tried to leave the lineup as static as possible. Bottom line, though, they're not moving enough people off the football.
Too much penetration up front by the Rams so far today.
27th in rushing, and that's why Jim Morris said that Freeman would have to loosen him up with a pass. Now it's 3rd down and 34. Good pressure again, and the pass is lofted up, and it is caught and fumbled. It's a fumble, and it was Mike Williams recovers his own fumble after making the catch. Great timing by the rookie.
Well, I don't like the defensive call. I think when you've got a team 3rd and 34 on the 34-yard line, you're playing to keep them out of field goal range. And when you pressure and you put a guy in man-to-man outside in 3rd and 34 and bump and run, are you kidding me? That's not good football right there, and it's going to cost them potentially 3 points here.
Well, as a result of that, the Buccaneers, who might have been out of field goal range, will be able to attempt one here. Connor Barth with a 35-yard attempt. See whether Raheem Morris can get some points out of his first 2 possessions. And the kick is good, and Connor Barth with a 35-yarder gives the Bucs a 3-0 lead here in the first. The NFL on Fox next week. Packers, Jets, Panthers, Rams, the early game. America's game of the week, the Vikings at the Patriots in the second game of our doubleheader. And on that last play before Connor Barth's field goal, I detected a visibly upset Jim Mora.
Well, I didn't like the defensive call.
End zone, Amendola's going to run it out from 5 yards. And Amendola gets to the 21-yard line.
I was bothered by the defensive call for these reasons. Number one, in a game like this with 2 offenses that are having trouble scoring points, okay, points are like gold. Okay, now you can call it a win. They held them to a field goal when they had them 1st and 6 on the 6, but it was a short field goal. Don't pressure on 3rd and 4. Don't put a corner and bump and run on. You want me to calm down?
Are you as
on
passionate
3rd
as
and 34 and force them to kick a long field goal.
It's a hot day out here. I want you to hydrate. I want you to hydrate and relax. And let's not lose sight of the fact that Mike Williams made a big-time catch and then recovered the football and gave them the 3 points.
First down at the 21. Here's Steven Jackson. Shakes one tackler, and Steven Jackson drives his way to the 30, where Barrett Ruud brings him down. A gain of 8. Remember, Steven Jackson coming in needed 32 yards coming into this game to pass Eric Dickerson as the all-time leading Ram rusher. And coming into today, there are the numbers, and Jackson has carried twice for 8 yards, so he is moving up fast on Eric Dickerson. It'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 29. And here is Jackson again, gets tripped up and is stopped shy of the 1st down. Picking up a yard, Rondé Barber, as he's done a million times, forcing the play.
And that's a nice play by Rondé Barber, but that's maybe one of the better 1-yard runs you're going to see, because this play should be dead in the backfield. Watch Rondé Barber, he's got him right there. The jump cut, he has enough strength to get through the first tackle and extend his body and pick up a yard where there wasn't one to be had.
3rd down and 1. Crowd looking for a stop, and it's Mike Carney, the fullback, and I'm not sure about this one. It'll be close. Remember that yellow line is unofficial, and it is a 1st down, signaling Mike Carey. So Sam Bradford leading the way, and your analysis of what we've seen of Bradford so far this year.
Well, the guy just continues to get better. We saw him in week 3. Now we're seeing him in week 7. He's a different guy, and he was very impressive early in the season. This guy, he's a star in the making. Heck, he might be a star already.
1st down at the 31, short drop, and the pass thrown behind Denario Alexander. And for a game break, let's check in again with Kurt.
The Redskins marching against the Bears, but suddenly it ends. Donovan McNabb in trouble, batted away by Israel Adonijay into the hands of DJ Moore. A 54-yard interception return for a score, and the Bears up 7-0 in the 1st quarter. Dick and Charles.
Hey, Donovan has always played well in his native Chicago.
Now, how about the Bears defense giving a little medicine to other quarterbacks that Jay Cutler's been getting all year long from pass rushers?
Right, 2nd down and 10. Hand off to Kenneth Darby. Good run by Darby as he gets to within 1.5 yards of the first down. Rondé Barber making the tackle, an 8-yard gain. Fast-moving first quarter. Buccaneers had the big opportunity. They had 1st and goal at the 6. Had to settle for 3 as Gerald McCoy, who was the 3rd overall pick, gives way to Ryan Sims up front.
You don't want to hear the term Rondé Barber making the tackle too many times in the run game. That's a cornerback or a nickel making the tackles in the run game. That's not a good deal for the Tampa defense.
3rd down and 2. Play action and a good one. And here is Steven Jackson with the reception and the first down. And out of bounds at the 47-yard line of the Buccaneers as Aqib Talib. Well-executed play by St. Louis.
Great call by offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur. They've been pounding the football. Then they come with the play action, get the halfback Jackson to the flat where he's wide open. And that's just a product of having a healthy run game right there.
Healthy run game and a franchise back who you can leave in any situation.
Catch the ball.
Can run it, can catch it. He picks up blitzers in the pass game. He does it all.
2 tight ends for the Rams on 1st down at the 46. And Barber kept out of the play, managed to get a hand on Bradford as his pass is tipped by Quincy Black. And so Bradford on the ground with Barber right there.
Tiki Barber can do it all, okay? Rondé Barber can do it all. Here he is blitzing. Earlier we saw a great penetrating play, an instinctual play, making a tackle on 2nd down to make it 3rd and short. Here he is pressuring a much bigger man than Steven Jackson and putting pressure on Sam Bradford.
2nd down and 10 at the 46. LaRon Robinson goes in motion. And here's Steven Jackson with a head of steam. 1st down, juking his way inside the 35-yard line. And Cody Grimm, the rookie free safety, brings him down, but 12 more yards on the play. And the man that Steven Jackson looking to pass today is Eric Dickerson, who rushed for 7,245 yards with the Rams, 56 rushing touchdowns, Hall of Famer in 1999. And Jackson right now is 11 yards behind Dickerson.
He's already passed Marshall Faulk, who will go into the Hall of Fame, chasing down a Hall of Famer and another 11 yards.
Darby in for Jackson, who's on the sidelines. 1st down from the 34. The swing pass to Kenneth Darby. Running room down the sidelines, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 15 by Cody Grimm. And a 19-yard gain. And Jim, boy, the Rams are picking up yards in chunks.
Big chunks. You know, you call that a pass, but really it's just a run. It's just a quick flip to the flat. It's no different than a toss play. I'm not sure if I was Pat Shurmur that I'd call a pass on 1st and 2nd down the way they're running the football right now.
Gerald McCoy back in the middle of the defensive line at tackle. 1st and 10 at the 15. And here's Jackson again. And he gets tripped up after picking up a yard by Kyle Moore.
Inching closer to that record.
You just mentioned Gerald McCoy coming back into the game. He's a rookie that's going to be compared all the time to Ndamukong Suh, who went to the Detroit Lions with the number 2 pick, McCoy number 3 to Tampa Bay. Suh's numbers are way better than McCoy's right now, but everyone progresses at different rates. What the Buccaneers are working on with McCoy, just play football. Quit thinking so much. Quit trying to be perfect and precise. Just get upfield and be disruptive.
No sacks yet. Only 4 for the entire team. Rolling out is Bradford being chased by McCoy. And McCoy doesn't get to him as Uomana Nawanui was the intended receiver and Quincy Black putting the pressure on. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Who's that receiver partner?
Say that 3 times.
I call him Michael. And,
and that's it, right? Michael, Manawa knew.
Yeah, and
that's him.
You knew it from your college football
I'm just trying to help out. The first time I said it, Dick, they put me on the DL the rest of the game.
Pat Shurmur calls him Illinois Mike.
Illinois Mike.
I'm going to go with that.
3rd down and 9. And the whistle, false start penalty. So it'll be third down
Offense number 63.
and 14 after Jacob Bell, the left guard, moved.
You just saw the graphic. The Rams have been very efficient getting into the red zone, 4th in the league. But when they get in the red zone, they're having trouble punching into the end zone. And when you have third down penalties like they just did that puts them on 3rd and 14, it's tough to get touchdown. And that's really hurting this offense in terms of scoring points.
And speaking of that, Raheem Morris brought his team out to practice on Friday here in the stadium. They don't usually come out to see what it was like to say, let's score in the stadium and defend on the other end. Third down and 14. Up the middle, pass caught by Jackson, and he is stopped shy of the first down by 2.5 yards by Geno Hayes. And so it will be 4th down and 3. And no move yet by Spagnuolo.
I don't know why. They've got to come running out there and go ahead and kick this football. I think this is too far to think about going for it here.
Yeah, he's going to wait for the clock to run down here at the end of the first quarter. Yeah. And then he's going to use the wind, Charles.
Josh Brown getting set to try the field goal, and that will do it. That is the end of the first quarter here in Tampa with the Buccaneers leading the Rams 3-0.
If you play in the NFL, you get used to all sorts of conditions, but this is not ideal. Extremely hot day here in Tampa for a dome team. You saw Jamel Cudjoe, number 93, showing the effects. Start
of the second quarter, and Josh Brown will try a 25-yard field goal, which is perfect and ties the game at 3. Steven Jackson, 10 yards away from Eric Dickerson.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness. By PlayStation Move. Move into the action only on PS3. And by Sprint, the Now Network.
Welcome back to Tampa, and we'd like to welcome the men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's broadcast in 175 countries on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do, and we hope you're enjoying today's telecast. And off of that first quarter, pretty interesting game so far.
Good first quarter of football. If you like good defense, if you like teams running the ball, if you like teams rushing the passer, you like this kind of game.
You're a defensive guy.
and you've got two teams who came into this game both thinking this is a game they can win.
Absolutely. Michael Spurlock, the deep man, picking it up on the bounce at the 8. Spurlock still on his feet and finally drawn down as he crosses the 30-yard line by David Babora. And Josh Freeman coming out has only attempted 3 passes thus far, but he has been sacked twice and has been under pressure.
Well, Jim talked about early in the game, could they throw the ball to loosen things up for the run game? That's how the game started for Tampa. They morphed into running it a little more, bringing in the extra offensive tackle as a tight end. Now they've got to see what they can get done against this Rams defense.
LeGarrette Blount, the running back from the 33, and the 5-yard penalty will be marked off on a false start.
Number 75.
Davin Joseph, the right guard. What are the problems with that offensive line with all the changes they've had with Fain out?
Well, I think right there is an illustration of one of the problems is they're not in sync. There's not a synergy amongst them. You'll see false starts. You'll see holds. You'll see missed blocking assignments. They'll have trouble running the football. They'll have trouble protecting because they're lacking that guy in the middle that can communicate all the things that need to be communicated to keep them in sync.
First down and 15 now. And Freeman's pass through the hands of Kellen Winslow, incomplete. And for a game break, let's check in again with Kurt Menefee.
Well, Dick, you mentioned earlier that McNabb was going back to his hometown, and here's reason to feel good about it. Hooking up with Santana Moss for a 24-yard score to tie the game at 7 apiece in the second quarter. Dick and Charles.
That's going to be a fun one to watch as the day goes on. You know, a Chicago guy going back home against the Bears team that lost last week and playing for some pride.
Second and 15, the handoff to Parnell Williams. And Williams getting a couple.
Rams are doing an excellent job up front of moving in and out of different looks. And I believe that's having an effect on Josh Freeman and his ability right now to audible. He doesn't know what he's going to get because he's getting so many varied looks from the Rams defense.
And I think the pressure up front is affecting the center, Jeremy Zuttah. That's twice now I've seen that shotgun snap lollipop back to Freeman instead of back to him with dispatch.
3rd down and 14 with 3 wide receivers and a nickel defensive back for the Rams, Jerome Murphy. 3rd and long, and here comes the pressure. Long trying to get to Freeman, and Freeman will throw the ball out of bounds. So Chris Long, who has come alive as of late, and 2 sacks, and there is Freeman talking to the official.
It wasn't long ago against the New Orleans Saints that Josh Freeman got taken out a little bit on the sideline by Malcolm Jenkins. And then at the end, watch as he gets to the sideline, he knows he's out of the pocket, gets rid of the ball, and another big hit.
Looking for the late hit that time from Larry Grant.
That was a love tap.
Robert Malone will punt. Danny Amendola backtracking to the 15. Here's Amendola. And Danny Amendola gets by Malone, the kicker, and he goes out of bounds at midfield, and a flag goes down here. Here's the return.
Well, low line drive kick like that is what a returner wants to see. Outkicks his coverage. He puts no hang on it.
During the return, legal block in the back. Receiving team number 47. 10-yard penalty. 1st down. Timeout.
So what would have been a 35-yard return into Tampa Bay territory results in a penalty on Billy Bajema, which will mark it way back.
Once again, you see a nice return wiped out by a block in the back, and here you see Bajema hit Hayward, and it's not much of a hit, as you'll see there, but it's enough. And the rules simply state you cannot block in the back on a return.
A 31-yard penalty. 1st down at the 20, and the quick out to Amendola. Amendola pushed out of bounds, getting the 1st down to the 39-yard line. 19-yard pickup for the versatile Danny Amendola.
And how about the receivers helping out Amendola? Look at the block coming inside. LaRon Robinson, number 19, gets just enough of Rondé Barber, and a nice move by Danny Amendola turns it into a big play.
And that is the biggest play of the game for the Rams. 1st down at the 39. Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson to the 49-yard line. Barrett Ruud making the tackle, and he is 1 yard away, I believe, from passing Eric Dickerson as the all-time Ram rusher. He's tied Eric Dickerson with that 9-yard pickup.
And that was a perfect example of what you hear all the time about a running back going parallel, sticking his foot in the ground, and getting his shoulders upfield.
It's an outside zone play, and he's got the ability to read the blocks, put his foot in the ground, and go.
2nd down and 1 near midfield. Here's Jackson. And Jackson has established himself as the all-time Ram rushing leader, and a 1st down as well as he picks up 3. And here it is. Move him into number 1. Steven Jackson passing the great Eric Dickerson. And that's a team that is a great history down through the years.
Great history of running backs all the way back to a guy named Deacon Dan Towler.
Right.
And look at Steven Jackson now, the number 1 guy. And we talked to him on a conference call, and what he told us is that he wants to talk to Eric Dickerson and talk to him about moving into the number 1 spot and thanking him for his contributions.
On 1st down, they go on an end around to Danny Amendola. Amendola has blockers in front of him and stays on his feet and dives inside the Bucs 30-yard line. A big gain that time of 22 yards for Amendola. And when does this guy get winded here in the heat?
This guy's an excellent player. Great job by the blockers out front. This guy is so surprising, the things that he's able to accomplish. He's undersized. He's not a big man. He's not a fast man, but he just makes plays.
You know, I'm wondering, Jim, if he's going to move into that pantheon of he's become so underrated that you don't underrate him anymore. Yeah. You know, he's just a good football player.
He becomes rated. And there's Keith Toston has come in the game, and watch Toston now as he gets to about the 25-yard line. Barrett Rude making the tackle, and a 4-yard pickup.
We've seen Amendola with a big punt return. We've seen him on the quick screen. We've seen him on the reverse.
Right there, what about Quincy Black's piling up the blockers first, which allowed Barrett Rude to come from inside out and make the tackle.
I think it's great to see these young players on both these teams with clubs that were down starting to make an impression in the league. 2nd down and 6. And there goes the pass downfield, and it's incomplete. Well covered was Brandon Gibson by E.J. Biggers. That was textbook coverage all the way.
Looks like man free to me. Got a single high safety. E.J. Biggers running inside of Brandon Gibson. They're trying to get the wide receiver to win the one-on-one battle outside, but E.J. Biggers with nice coverage doesn't allow it.
Biggers in his 2nd year was on injured reserve with a shoulder injury last year. As Gibson goes out, now there are 3 wide outs to the left, including Denario Alexander, another rookie. 3rd down and 6. Flag is down, and this pass is batted down, incomplete, but a penalty marker thrown.
I think they're going to end up with 3rd and 1 because I think they caught him in the neutral zone.
Offside, defense number 71. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down, short of the line to gain.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1, as you said, Charles, with Michael Bennett offsides.
Now here's where you come up and you say to yourself, Tampa Bay loads up with heavy on defense, bigger guys inside. You've got Steven Jackson back there behind Carney 44. Do you play action and take your shot if you're the Rams?
No, run it. You did the 3rd and 2 play action last time.
And there's the pitch to Jackson. Jackson trying to turn the corner. And let's see if he got over, and he did. It will be a 1st down. Geno Hayes trying to race him to the sideline, but a 2-yard pickup and a 1st down for St. Louis as they threaten here early here in the 2nd quarter.
How about Steven Jackson? He can run it up inside with power, and then you have the confidence on 3rd and 1 to run the little quick toss and let him beat you with his speed. You don't see many backs with his size, his power, his strength combined with that speed.
It'll be a 1st down on the 18 of Tampa Bay. Jackson finding an opening. Jackson inside the 10 as he is put down by Sean Jones, but not before another Ram 1st down to the 6 as Jackson picks up 12.
And what's impressive is they're doing this against 8-man fronts. So technically, Tampa has more guys in the box to stop the run than the Rams can block, and yet they're getting it done on the ground.
And how much did Jackson appreciate Bradford being drafted?
Oh, he appreciated him to the nth degree. Actually talked to him 30 minutes after he was drafted, welcomed him to the team, and let him know right away, you take over this team, I'll be your top general.
Only a yard gain that time. Ronde Barber coming up strong. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Jim, I go back to a point you just made about running against the 8-man fronts. The Rams have had so much trouble with their receiving units. They can't keep guys consistently on the field, new guys coming in and out. They've worked hard over the last 2 years about blocking these 8-man fronts because they knew they would get them. They don't have that game breaker that gets people out of the box. You're going to have to run against it. Let's get used to it.
This time they have the jumbo formation with several tight ends. And you're right, Charles. Mark Clayton, Donnie Avery lost for the year. Here is Darby on a play action. It's going to be Bradford looking to throw, and his toss is going to be nearly picked off by Aqib Talib, and it was Ahoamananui, the intended receiver.
This is well played by Barrett Rude. He takes away the receiver, Ahoamananui first, and then he goes after Bradford. The coverage is good everywhere. Everyone's got a guy, but Barrett Rude made the play initially by taking away Ahoamananui, and then Bradford unable to make the key toss.
It's just like saying that name because you can do it.
Well, you know, once you get it down, it rolls off the tongue smooth.
That's why he'll be Illinois Mike to me today.
3rd down and goal. from the 5. Bucks trying to make it a field goal try, and here's the pass. It's caught, and touchdown, Amendola. All he needed was a little refresher on the sidelines, and he comes back and catches the 6-yard pass from Sam Bradford to give the Rams the lead.
This is sprint right option. This is a classic West Coast offense play. This is Jerry Rice for the San Francisco 49ers, taking it to the flat, sprint right option, touchdown.
And Josh Brown on for the extra point. And the kick is good, 10-3. The Rams lead the Bucks. And Bradford with the touchdown pass, and Amendola, who came in leading the Rams in receiving, catches his first touchdown pass of the season.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Every model is backed by a 100,000-mile 5-year powertrain limited warranty.
So the Rams take a 10-3 lead, an impressive 80-yard, 11-play scoring drive. Steven Jackson gaining 27 yards and passing Eric Dickerson, now the #1 all-time rusher for the Rams, and Danny Amendola with his first touchdown reception of the year. And Michael Spurlock is back deep. Preston Parker, the rookie who started the game as the kick return man, is injured, so we won't be seeing him at least for a while, and Josh Brown will kick off to Spurlock. Low line drive kick, carries into the end zone. Running it out is Spurlock. He had an opening and gets to about the 23, and another flag, actually 2 yellow flags thrown.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal hands to the face on the kicking team, number 58, and holding by the receiving team during the return, number 41. Those fouls out set. First down at the dead ball spot. Timeout.
Lynch for the Bucks, Aurora for the Rams. As the Rams trying to win on the road. They've lost 12 of their last 13, but they lead here. Well-deserved rest for Danny Amendola. The Rams lead 10-3, but the Buccaneers taking over on the 19-yard line. Freeman so far has attempted just 5 passes for 27 yards. Team down by a touchdown. Play action. Good job on the fake, and the pass caught by Kellen Winslow. And a flag is down back at the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Half the distance to
Well,
the
that's
goal.
Ted Larson,
Still first
the
down.
rookie left guard. So once again, backing up what Jim Morris said about problems with the offensive line. First, let's go to Kurt with a game break.
Well, Tennessee's Kenny Britt, getting known for his off-field troubles as much as anything else on the field. He's pretty darn good. 26-yard touchdown reception. 5th straight game with a TD for Britt. Tennessee's on top of Philadelphia 7-3. Dick and Charles.
All right, thank you. And speaking of off-field problems, Jeremy Stevens was arrested last night, charged with 2 felonies and a misdemeanor and drug-related issues. So he is not active today. He's the second tight end for Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, first down and 20. And there's Freeman's pass, and holding onto it is Michael Spurlock for the reception. He gets up to the 15, a pickup of 6.
Tackled by Brian Field.
Freeman doesn't look confident in his throws to me today. He looks like he's aiming things a little bit, not just dropping back and cutting it loose. And I think a lot of that has to do with what the Rams are showing him on defense. He's not getting clean looks pre-snap.
So he has to decide what to do with the football after he's got the ball in his hands.
2nd down and 14. Winding to 7 minutes left in the first half. Freeman, and this pass incomplete. And it was Niall Diggs who ended up with the ball, but not before it bounced, with Kellen Winslow the intended target.
Again, he's not zipping the ball in there. He's got to get this ball to Winslow out in front and on time, and he's just aiming this thing a little bit too much and giving Niall Diggs there a chance to make a play. They've got to get Winslow into their offense, and they're trying to do it, but it's not happening right now.
But don't you think the last 2 plays, the linebacker coverage has been pretty good? I mean, they've been right on the play. I mean, Diggs is right there to get his arm in front.
3rd down and 14. What does Jim have to say about that? And a timeout called. You have a chance now, Jim.
Well, yeah, the coverage was good, but Kellen Winslow is a premier tight end in this league. And if this guy's going to be a premier quarterback, then he's got to be able to put it where the premier tight end can catch it.
Timely timeout for you.
Maybe part of Josh Freeman's problems today, Jim, is that maybe the receivers aren't as confident in what they're doing. See, he's trying to get everyone lined up. You're supposed to be over here. Watch as Sammy Stroughter goes in motion. Now watch Michael Spurlock's reaction right out here. See that? Raheem Morris told us that one of the good things about Michael Spurlock is that he helps get the young receivers lined up and in the right places. He wasn't able to on that play.
3rd down and 14. Michael Williams has caught 1 pass so far. Freeman gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And that was C.J. Ayu who put the pressure on Josh Freeman. 4th down.
Once again, the Rams showing pressure on 3rd and 14, dropping back into a 2-deep, 5 underneath zone, forcing Freeman to be indecisive in his reads, hold the football, and the rush gets there.
And everyone's going to blame the offensive line for this, not pass protection, but the receivers have to find a way to get open so the quarterback can deliver the football and get rid of it.
Robert Malone at the 5, kicking to Danny Amendola. He's going to let it bounce, and now he decides to pick it up, and a great field position coming up for the Rams as they will have the ball in Tampa Bay territory. Well, coming up on Wednesday will be the World Series. Game 1, the Rangers make their first ever appearance in the Fall Classic. Tim Lincecum and the Giants going against Cliff Lee. Couldn't ask for a better matchup than that. Cliff Lee undefeated in postseason. Rangers' first World Series appearance. The Giants last won the World Series as a New York Giant team back in 1954.
And the Giants have home field based on the All-Star game. They get to thank the Atlanta Braves' Brian McCann for being at home for this World Series.
1st and 10, Steven Jackson. And a good run by Jackson, getting about 7 yards. Barrett Ruud bringing him down.
You should not be able to run against this front. This is an 8-man front. They're playing a lot of man-to-man defense. They're bringing the strong safety up over the tight end. They've got all the gaps covered, and yet Steven Jackson continues to pound for 5, 6, 7, 8 yards.
And that's exactly what you're talking about, Jim. The last 3 games giving up 187 yards per game, 3 backs, 143, 144, and 158 yards the last 3 games against them.
Jackson's capable of all those numbers, and there he is again. Steven Jackson drives his way to the 20-yard line. Ruud on the tackle and a gain of 18, and Jackson now with 74 yards.
I hate to say this, but this is bad ball by Tampa. Guys getting out of their gaps. This is just man-on-man zone scheme. Jackson finds the hole. Quite simply, this should not happen to this defense when they're playing the defense they're playing. It's simple, 8-man front, man-free defense. You should stop the run.
Darby in at running back. Darby gets the call, and he is met by Rondé Barber and Barrett Ruud, but not before he picks up 3 yards. By the way, John Greco is going in for Adam Goldberg at right guard for St. Louis.
And what happens now is that the St. Louis Rams offensive line looks over to the sideline and says, don't send in anything but run plays now.
Yeah, we got it.
We've got this, coach. All right, we feel good, dude. Pick your side. Let's go. Let's get upfield. Let's get some hats on people.
And if you're Raheem Morris, you say, what do I do? I can't bring 9 guys up. I've got 8 guys. Guys, you've got to stay in your gap. You've got to get off blocks. You've got to make tackles. It's up to the players on the field to make plays.
2nd down and 7. Keith Toscan is the running back. Here is Toscan. And he goes down quickly. The rookie from Oklahoma State hit by Rondé Barber playing like a kid. And a 2-yard gain.
Rondé Barber, can you say enough about Rondé Barber and what he's still bringing to the game? Watch him fight the block off here, get inside, and then deliver a nice, strong hit.
Actually pulled away from a hold from Brandon Gibson, number 11. Looked like he had a little bit of jersey, strong enough to rip through and go ahead and continue to finish off the play.
He's been with so many teammates in so many years, the good years and the bad years. He loves being out there playing the game.
He loves football. He's always smiling.
3rd down and 4. From the 14, Bradford out of the shotgun. And the pass incomplete.
Bradford's pass incomplete.
Omanawa Nui. Am I getting there?
You're getting there, partner. Looked like he was trying to get into a dead zone, set up, show him his numbers, and it didn't look like Sam Bradford stuck that on him. It was like he was trying to guide that one in there just a little too fine.
Field goal try coming up for Josh Brown. Josh Brown kicked one from 25 yards to tie the game early in the 2nd. This will be a 32-yard attempt. And Brown's kick is good. There's a flag down on the 15.
Defense number 20. The enforcement results, 1st down.
They needed 4 yards, and this 5-yard penalty gives them a 1st down.
A little bit too quick on the get off there, Rondé Barber, and gets trapped. So now you're the Rams. You go ahead and take the points off the board and go 1st down and goal. Right, 1st down and 10. A little bit outside the 10, or are they inside? Right inside, so it's 1st and goal.
Well, there's a new way to play fantasy football. Make real-time substitutions in a 20-minute fast-paced game. New games start every 15 minutes. And there's the handoff to Kenneth Darby, who gets inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. So you can play fantasy football now at foxsports.com/live.
I am so impressed with the game Pat Shurmur's calling, the run game he's calling, the way he's mixing it up, the way he's got those guys up front believing in the calls that he's sending in.
And he's also unafraid to use other backs, even if Steven Jackson is on the field.
Well, look at this. Now he goes to empty on 2nd and 2.
2nd and goal. Bradford, quick pass, almost intercepted on the deflection by Aqib Talib. Danny Amendola was the receiver, and it deflected off of him, and Talib very nearly picked off another one.
This is a good job of Aqib Talib, remembering this type of a situation earlier, comes off of his coverage and falls into the play. He's supposed to have outside leverage, sees the play in front of him, cuts inside, and almost takes it the other way.
He has 3 interceptions this year. And it'll be 3rd and goal at the 2. Play action. Bradford nearly fell down. The pass is caught, and it's a touchdown. Omanawa Nui. And that's all you're getting from me.
Good old uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's what a lot of his teammates call him. The coaches call him Illinois Mike. Whatever you want to call him, he has really developed as a rookie. Didn't catch many passes at Illinois, but he always had the soft hands, and you knew that he could develop into a receiver, and has done it quickly for the St. Louis Rams.
Inactive for 4 games with a sprained ankle, and his first NFL touchdown reception. Josh Brown looking to make it 17-3 in favor of the Rams, and he does. So the Rams spotting an early field goal, and now have scored 17 unanswered points.
Watch the bootleg, okay? You get the action where you're going to bring, see, Omanawa Nui's coming from the opposite side. But look at Bradford. He slips and falls. Oftentimes that leads to panic from a young quarterback. Not with Bradford. Gathers himself, gets the read, sees the situation, puts the ball on Omanawa Nui. Touchdown results. Remember on the previous drive before they kicked the field goal that was taken off the board? He missed that throw. On the third down. And
Now
here at the end of it, look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not excited at all about taking the points off the board and giving them a touchdown instead of 3.
Well, as I was going to say, now it's uh-oh for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are trailing 17-3 and coming in with a 3-2 record, and the Rams trying to go over 500. They had an opportunity a couple of weeks ago when they were at the 500 mark, went into Detroit, got blown out. So they missed an opportunity there and trying to win on the road here and go 4-3.
Young man had a tremendous preseason, got hurt in the season opener after his first NFL catch. You already detailed that Dick missed 4 games with the high ankle sprain, came back last week against San Diego, has become a real part of the St. Louis Rams offense.
Michael Spurlock from the 1. And a terrific return by Michael Spurlock as he gets across the 35-yard line. Josh Brown, who kicked off, makes the tackle with 2:51 remaining in the first half. First 2 games, Buccaneers defense 3rd in the league, giving up under 11. But in the last 3 games, a totally different story, and they've allowed 17 so far in this first half.
Well, when you can't stop the run, and Tampa right now cannot stop the run, then your opponent has it both ways on you. They can run it, you just come up to stop the run, they throw it over the top, and that's what's happening today.
First down at the 36 for Josh Freeman. Pass caught by Cadillac Williams, and he may have a first down, just a little short. Interesting that everyone thought that Tampa Bay would be strong defensively, but not offensively. There you see the timeouts, 1 remaining for the Bucs.
Rams have 2. They just as soon not use them unless they get the ball back before the end of the half.
2nd and 1. Screen, Williams. First down into Ram territory. Brian Keel after a gain of 6, and we're going to wind down to the 2-minute warning. Buccaneers have 1 timeout left. The Rams have 2. Our 2-minute warning here in Tampa with the Rams in front 17-3. Minutes to go in the first half, and when we talk about ball control, Jim Mora, it isn't only discussing time of possession.
No, it's plays and yards, and this indicates to me a real confidence in Sam Bradford. They're able to operate at a quick tempo, get in and out of the huddle, get up the line of scrimmage, run plays, and still be efficient.
First down at the 49 of the Rams. Freeman in trouble, loses the ball, and Tampa Bay will recover. Chris Long forced the fumble, and it was recovered by Donald Penn.
Freeman continues to have trouble reading what's happening in the St. Louis secondary. Once again, they showed pressure, Charles, and then they dropped into a 2-deep zone, 5 underneath. Gives the pressure a chance to get there, the rush a chance to get there, and he's looking down his receivers, and there's no one there.
But you always hear about Chris Long, the one word, relentless. Here's a great example. Worked against the blocker, never thinks a play is over, and continued to run down Josh Freeman for the strip sack.
Yeah, and Chris Long now playing left end. Looks more comfortable there. That's not normally where you put the premier pass rusher. That's where you put the relentless guy that can play the run and just goes all the time, and that's what Chris Long is.
Took him a little while to adjust. He played the 3-4 at Virginia, but has he ever adjusted? 2nd down and 24. Timeout was called by the Rams, and this pass caught by Kellen Winslow up to the 45-yard line.
Jim, you talk about the confidence they have on the offense for the Rams. I'm watching a defense right now that's extremely confident, showing a lot of different looks, moving around, confusing Josh Freeman.
Rams call a timeout. It's their 3rd and final timeout because they're looking to get another shot at the ball. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, Kurt, Terry, Michael, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league. The Eagles and the Titans in a big interconference showdown, and the Saints, who trounced the Buccaneers last week 31-6 and trying to continue their role today. So we'll visit those stories coming up on the Visa halftime report.
This is a situation right here where I would not be surprised to see Tampa run the ball and force the Rams, well, they don't have any more timeouts left. Let the clock run down. You don't want to throw the football here and give the Rams a chance to have more clock time. Let the clock run.
I think the Rams are thinking possibly pressure package here if they do throw the football and try and either get field position or one more possession.
Freeman running. Trying to get the first down and stop the clock because they are just shy, but
Brought down by
Jerome Murphy chasing him. It was a 15-yard gain, very close, less than a yard, I think. And the clock stops at 1:32.
It's got to be a measurement here. This is awfully close with Josh Freeman going out of bounds, trying to get to the flag. Look at the coverage. Nowhere to go with the football, but that's good recognition by Josh Freeman. You see right on the outside, Bradley Fletcher on Mike Williams, their #1 receiver. So he sees it. He goes through his progressions, his reads, nothing there. Takes off, and he knows where the flag is. He's not going to wow you with his 40 time, but he's going to get there. And he gets awfully close to the first down.
Now the Buccaneers have one timeout left, Jim, and of course, 4th and 1. And you're down 17-3.
Well, first of all, you need to. This thing needs to be replayed. This might be a first down, and I hope the booth is taking a look at it.
Because we're inside 2 minutes, so it would have to be a booth review.
I will say this. The way the Rams are playing offensively right now, and this might be, you might say I'm playing a little scared, I'd punt it.
Would you punt it here?
I'd punt it. And Charles, I know that on 4th and inches, he snuck it, and he got it early. But if he doesn't, you've got a chance to go into the locker room down 20-3 or 24-3.
Bucks have challenged it.
Take a look, unofficial line.
See where the ball is?
See where the ball is. His knees going down, appears to be a little bit short going to the sideline. But as he goes, as his knee's going down, look where the body's extending. See right in the sideline, there's the knee down right there.
That's a first
and then he
down.
extends out over past what appears to be the first down marker.
First challenge by the Buccaneers. The Rams challenged earlier and lost it. It's a booth review. Inside 2 minutes.
Interesting point, though, that you bring up, Mr. Stockton. What do you do if it is 4th and short here in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Charles?
And I agree with you on the analysis, because right now, you said it early in the ball game, points are like gold in this type of a game. The way defense has been playing, especially the Rams with their pass rush. I want to make, if they're going to score before the end of the half, they're going to have to really earn it going the long field. I don't want to take any chance of missing it and giving them that, but giving the ball in that situation.
You know, you've seen the Rams take over momentum in this game. You would love to get something before the end of the half. Even if it ends up to be a better field goal try than what you have here. This is a real long one anyway. I think you'd have to go for it to try to get something done.
Yeah, and knowing Raheem the way we do and spending time with him like we did Friday.
See, left knee, guys, right there.
But where's the ball? There's the
ball's
ball
right there.
And the ball's past the line. This is a tough one. I wouldn't.
That's why Mike Carey is taking so much time under the hood.
No.
Mike Pereira.
Stand by here.
You've seen the challenge here, the knee down. What about it?
Yeah, I think you got to look at moving that ball up through the line. I think that's what Mike Carey will do, and then remeasure.
After review, we'll respot the ball and remeasure.
Well, that's interesting. Mike?
Yeah, that's what he obviously saw, that he's got a spot upfield, and I think when you take a look at exactly where the ball was when the knee was on the ground, it was up to the line. So he'll move the ball there. Now remeasure. I think he'll end up with a first down.
He does.
I think that Mike Carey was talking to Mike Pereira when he was under the hood there. It sounded like it.
I want to know.
What do you think this is? That's what this is. You think I'm talking to you? I'm talking to Mike Carey.
I think Mike Pereira taught Mike Carey that tease, too, because this time it was, we'll respot the ball, but he didn't tell us whether it's moving it up or back.
Hey, you know, Mike Pereira, we told Mike Carey that you were going to have a whole segment on the hits and everything today. And I said, you go in the locker room and listen to it. And he said, maybe I will. Thank you. So it's a 1st and 10 with 1:26 on the clock. And the Buccaneers still have one timeout left. Ball is at the 39.
Are they talking about time at this point?
It was 1:32 showing on the clock, and now it's down to 1:26.
To 132.
And then they're going to go back to 1:32.
Because Josh Freeman was out of bounds, so the ball should not be, so the clock shouldn't be started until he chops play in at the line of scrimmage.
And look for pressure here.
At the snap, that's when they'll start it.
Pressure here because you want to guard that 35-yard line, don't you? You concede a field goal inside the 35.
Here's Freeman. Again, good coverage downfield, and this pass is caught by Straughter. And Sammy Straughter gets down to the 21-yard line. Still enough time left. Dahl making the tackle and hurrying up to the line of scrimmage.
Nice understanding by Sammy Straughter of where he was on the field, came back to the football to complete the catch, and then cut inside for additional yardage.
Gained 18 yards there.
And there's plenty of time. Take your time here. You've got a timeout. No need to rush.
Freeman going deep and overthrowing Mike Williams, who was covered by Bartell. Stops the clock with 41 seconds to go, and 2nd and 10, the ball remaining at the 21.
That previous play was an excellent example of Josh Freeman's mobility. Mobility doesn't always mean running down the field for first down. Sometimes it means just extending a play in the pocket, moving out of the pocket, and letting your receivers, like Charles said, move to the open areas, and that's what he did. That, to me, is also a definition of mobility.
And Freeman looking sharper on this drive. 4 for 5. 2nd down and 10. And this pass falling down was Mike Williams, who's claiming he was pushed down by Otagwe, and Bartell.
Is Bartell with the...
Bartell pushed him down.
The Chuck?
No.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
Nothing
if
there.
anything...
I mean, you give it a shot and
well,
hope.
That's what receivers do.
Yeah, that's nothing there. And he'll see that on film, and his receivers coach will tell him, well, Mike, come on.
3rd down and 10. Mike Williams has caught just one pass so far, that for 19 yards.
Ron Bartell gamely getting by on a bruised thigh.
Here is the play, and getting hit, and up in the air, jump ball, and the Rams miss an opportunity for an interception. Otagwe losing his helmet as he comes down. Brian Keel also in the neighborhood. Chris Long came in strong on Freeman.
The pressure again from Chris Long. Pops this ball up in the air, and this is where you need a good center fielder who calls the turns. Who's going to catch the football? Instead, you've got 2 guys going after it. Brian Keel, number 50, and number 21, Shimago Otagwe, and neither one of them comes up with it.
So Connor Barth is on. 35-yarder back in the first quarter, put the Bucs in front. 17 unanswered points by the Rams. And the field goal try is good, and that ends that run of 17 straight points. Field goal by Connor Barth makes it 17-6.
In baseball, the center fielder coming in is going to call it. Shimago Otagwe would be the center fielder 21, but Brian Keel coming in from the other side doesn't know that he's there, goes up for the football. If you're a coach, Jim, who do you want catching the football in that situation? More than likely your DB versus your linebacker, but both hustling to the ball.
You do it, and those right there are the hidden plays that people don't often recognize that have such an impact on these close games. When, like we said, points are like gold, because that right there was a 3-point play, and if this game comes down to 3 points one way or the other for the Rams, you look back at that play and say, oh, if we get that interception and keep them off the clock at the end of the half, oh, if only.
If only, but you know, the Rams defense really has stepped up lately, and the key to that has been Chris Long. Again, a 3-4 defender at the University of Virginia. He's always been a late starter, and he is starting to come up big in this defensive alignment for the Rams.
And let me tell you, when he came out of college, I called a number of coaches that played against him in the ACC, and you know what they all said in their game plan? We have to find a way for him not to beat us. And 90% of the time, even though they did that, he found a way to beat them.
Connor Barth with the kick, and Danny Amendola returning. And Amendola goes down. Rams are out of timeouts left. Don't forget the World Series starting Wednesday. The Texas Rangers against the San Francisco Giants. Rangers have never won a World Series. You got to go back to the old New York Giants back in 1954. Fox Sports exclusive coverage. Game 1 begins Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific in high definition. And of course, you guys all predicted Rangers and Giants to be in the series when the season started.
We all had that one, that's for sure. Were you at the last Giants
World
Series? Were you there?
I was a little boy, but I was.
Was that Dusty Rhodes series?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
You know all this.
There we go.
And Willie Mays' great catch, but that'll be Wednesday. Time running out. That is the end of the first half. With the score, the Rams 17 and the Buccaneers 6. Be interesting to see what the Buccaneers will discuss at halftime to come back in this game.
They better discuss how to stop the run.
Jackson picking up 74 yards and breaking the all-time rushing record for the Rams. Trying to win on the road for the first time in a couple of years. And welcome back to Tampa, getting ready for the start of the third quarter with the Rams leading the Bucs 17-3. So the Rams are leading. If you're the Rams, happy about the first half?
I'm happy about the first half, and I say run, 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 and run some more. I don't know if I'd throw again.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm the Buccaneers, obviously I'm unhappy about the first half, but I think offensively, I'm not going to be able to run the football. We have not established that, so my run game has to be swing passes, screen game to the wide receivers and running backs, and Josh Freeman now has to come up big, and you're telling your wide receivers, you've got to win all the battles now because we're not going to be able to run the football.
That's what the head coaches say up here. Let's see what the game says as we get set for the kickoff. And the Rams will get it first. Danny Amendola caught his first touchdown pass of the year, returning this in stride from the 4-yard line. Here is Amendola cutting to the outside. He's fun to watch, and he is down at the 40-yard line by Kukovitis. A 36-yard return.
Guys, Danny Amendola, the reason I think he's a good returner is he wins these returns early. What I mean by that is he's always just trying to get upfield. No shaking, no dancing when he catches the football. On his first 2 steps, he's underway, trying to hit the hole and hit the crease, and off he goes.
The scouts would say, and it's a cliche, that guy's just a football player.
Yeah. First down at the 40-yard line. Bradford handing off to Steven Jackson, and he gets tripped up behind the line of scrimmage by Roy Miller, made the initial stop. And no gain on the play. Update on injuries. James Butler, the strong safety for the Rams, out with a knee injury. Preston Parker also has a knee problem. Bradford with 2 touchdown passes. Steven Jackson, of course, set the all-time club rushing record. And,
189 to 87 in total yards. And in the run game, even bigger disparity.
121 to 37 in favor of the Rams on the ground. Second down and 10, and the pass out to the flat to Amendola. And does that count as a pass?
That was okay. Let me
clarify the pass.
That was called in the huddle as a run play, but Rondé Barber blitzed off the Rams' left side, so they dumped that little bubble screen out there, and a really nice block by Brandon Gibson on the edge. So you know what? Let's call that a run.
It's essentially a run, a long handoff, just sticking it out there for him, and Gibson's block. Good read by Amendola to get to the sideline and gain additional yardage.
You said they wouldn't pass, and they haven't yet technically.
not by our way of doing it.
Third down and 4. Out of the shotgun, and there's the pressure on Bradford, and the pass incomplete. Laron Robinson downfield, and the Buccaneers came up strong up the middle.
And I think this is a byproduct of the constantly shifting wide receiver core. Right. Who's in the lineup this week? Who's not in the lineup? Are you getting the right reads? The timing with the quarterback. That was one there where Laron Robinson wasn't even looking for the ball when it was delivered.
He didn't recognize the pressure. Didn't know the ball was going to be there that early.
Donnie Jones will kick, and Michael Spurlock is back deep. Good kick. Spurlock at the 5. And the Rams, with a flag down, make the play. However, penalty marker down, thrown from behind the return man at the 8.
We haven't talked much about penalties, but penalties are absolutely killing Tampa right now in terms of field position.
Illegal block in the back. Number 35 of the receiving team during the return. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So that's the rookie Cody Grimm. There it is.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Visa. More people go with Visa. By Dish Network. And by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go.
Great view of the Buccaneers vessel here. Buccaneers looking to get something going on offense. They have a long way to go as they start from the 5. George Selby, Jamel Cudjoe, Darrell Scott, and Chris Long, 2 rookies amongst the 4 up front for the Rams. And here's LeGarde Blount. Gets almost 8 yards on the play with Davin Joseph with a solid block on the play. And Blount, who was inactive last week, picked up on waivers just prior to the season from Tennessee and had a checkered past at Oregon.
It's really important right now that Tampa establish something on the ground, especially coming out of their own end. And you mentioned Blount. You're not going to see a lot of throws with this guy in because he's not up to date on their protection, but he can pound it up in there as a runner. 2nd down and 2. And they go to Blount again, and he'll power his way for the first down. And another flag is thrown right at the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense number 62. 10-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal.
Second penalty charged to Ted Larson, the left guard, who is the undrafted rookie from North Carolina State, starting today because Kedrick Vincent, the left guard, out with back spasms.
Larson was a defensive tackle his first 2 years at NC State before they moved him over to center. And that's really been his training at center. He played mostly guard in the preseason. Had to plug him in today, having a tough time keeping his hands in the proper place.
Blount stays in the game at running back.
The kid out of Oregon, you alluded to it, Dick. He got into the trouble after their season opener against Boise State 2 years ago. Many people wondered about his anger management, and now he's getting another opportunity in the league.
Play action pass, and it is nearly intercepted as James Laurinaitis. Kellen Winslow was the intended receiver, and Laurinaitis, among other teammates, nearly got the ball away.
These linebackers from the St. Louis Rams are having a nice day closing on the football and pass coverage. Laurinaitis recognizes, runs back to his zone, gets his head around in time to almost intercept the pass intended for Winslow.
Couldn't get a better chance than that, Charles. So it's 3rd down and 7 from the 7. Cadillac Williams checking in at tailback.
Partner, you go ahead and heat him up here in this situation. You go after him?
No.
The drop
Not when you got him backed up.
Wait for another day. From the 1-yard line, there's the pass caught by Kellen Winslow, and that will be a first down. Clutch pass from the goal line by Josh Freeman, and a first down, picking up 10 yards to the 17.
That was a good read and a good throw by Josh Freeman because they were showing pressure, Charles, like you talked about, but they dropped back into that 2 deep, and this time he zinged one in there with some authority, and that's what he's got to be able to do.
And their offense truly runs through the quarterback, the tight end Winslow, and their number 1 receiver, the rookie Mike Williams. All 3 of those guys need a big second half.
Winslow's caught only 2 passes, Charles. Freeman 8 of 17. They go to the ground to Blount. And the Oregon rookie trying to leap over some Ram defenders winds up a yard shy of the first down, picking up 9. There's the offense today for Tampa Bay.
The 3 key cogs to their offense. Nothing outstanding from what you're seeing there. Those are the guys they need to make plays downfield, and Kellen Winslow and Mike Williams. But LeGarrette Blount, did I say at the half they can't run the football? LeGarrette Blount proving me wrong in the early going here in the second half.
2nd down and 1. to Blunt. First down. Stays on his feet and gets close to the 40-yard line. They are running effectively. Maybe, Charles, because the Rams think it's going to be all pass, he gets 12 on the play.
And the thing that I like about what I'm seeing from LeGarrette Blunt is he comes as advertised, Jim. He's a one-cut guy. All right, he makes one cut, and he gets the ball upfield. Not going to be a lot of wiggle, not going to be a lot of dash, but he's going to have some power and try and slash through people and carry tacklers with him.
He's averaged 7.5 yards per carry in 4 tries. They've got something going with him. This is a play action. Freeman's pass is caught close to the 40-yard line of the Rams. Sammy Strawder with the catch. Make it Mike Williams.
See Steve Spagnuolo, the head coach of the St. Louis Rams, known as a defensive guy. He understands what a run game does to a defense. Once you can establish that, now you're able to go to your play action passing, able to step up and fire a strike downfield for a big first down.
21-yard gain. Mixing the plays nicely are the Bucks. First and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Rams. And the play is blown dead. False start
Offense
called
number
against
75.
the Bucks.
5-yard penalty.
Davin Joseph. And the Bucks hope that's not a rally stopper right there.
Well, you know, we've said it already, but 8 penalties already, most of them up front or in the return game. Both of those things affect your offense's ability to stay on schedule, to run the football, Charles, like they're trying to have success doing. Now you've got a 1st and 15. Do you hand it off to Blunt and try to get back to 2nd and manageable? Do you have to drop back and throw? It just limits what you're able to do as an offensive play caller.
So now it's 1st and 15. Ball back to the 45 of St. Louis. And here's Freeman's pass, tipped away, intended for Ben. And defending was Kevin Dockery, who lost his helmet in the process.
I don't think you can cover anyone any better than this. Watch Kevin Dockery. You got 5 yards for your initial collision. There it is. Now he's running at the hip and pinning Aurelius Ben to the sideline. Well done by Kevin Dockery, who is all of 5'8", 188 pounds. And Dockery wants to know, hey, why isn't there a penalty for my helmet coming off? Aurelius Ben checks in at 6'2", 220. Kevin Dockery backs down from no one.
2nd down and 15. Handoff is to Blunt. And he pushes the pile and gets about 3.
Once again, though, it goes back to the 1st down false start. And they feel they have to throw it on 2nd down. They throw incomplete, and now they're facing another 3rd and 12. And this plays into what Steve Spagnuolo and Ken Flagel, the defensive coordinator, want. Now they can either come after him, or they can sit back in zone and rush him with 4, which has been effective today.
Strawder and Williams line up to the right.
Looks like heat this time, Charles.
They're all up there giving that impression.
And
Freeman
they know
now
it.
checking.
Yeah, they're coming.
3rd and 12. Here they come in the quick pass, and it's caught by Mike Williams, and he dives forward to the 35-yard line where Bartell makes the tackle. 7-yard pickup, and 4th down coming up.
And coach, what you have to have when you heat people up is what when the ball's completed? Good tackling in the secondary.
Yeah, and that was what we call a zone pressure. So they were bringing a safety, dropping a lineman, and sometimes when you get that matchup downfield, you get a quick receiver on a big lineman. You don't like that, but those guys did right there a nice job of corralling the receiver and forcing a field goal.
So Connor Barth on to try a 53-yard field goal. His career long field goal is 54 yards. He's kicked 2 today. Connor Barth has kicked 3 today. 53 yards. So that penalty sets back the Buccaneers, but they get points anyway and now trail the Rams 17-9. We were 84 degrees at kickoff. Now we're at 90 degrees. That's one way of staying cool. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's the best way, have climbed to within 8 points of the Rams. Both of these teams feel this is a critical game for them. We know every one is, but in particular for a 3-3 Ram club trying to get over 500, and for Tampa Bay to win more games this year than they won all of last. Kickoff, Danny Amendola running up at the 5. And a great tackle made by number 41, Corey Lynch, on special teams. Gets a rise from the crowd. Meanwhile, Steven Jackson is doing everything he can to stay cool. Hey, I got the record. I'm cool.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL.
Well, the Tampa fans a little revved up right here. They were on the 5-yard line, and they ended up with a field goal. And then special teams play on the ensuing kickoff, and the Rams starting from the 15. Bradford handing off to Steven Jackson. And Jackson gets about 3.5 as we check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Bears, Lovie Smith, with some strange decisions, decides to challenge a play. The very next play, Jay Cutler doesn't get into the end zone, even though it looked like he broke the plane of the goal. Fumbled at the 1-yard line. Lovie Smith does not challenge, giving the Redskins the ball. The defense bails him out. DJ Moore, interception for a touchdown? No. Redskins call for delay of game. Washington holds onto the ball. Chicago leads at 14-10, but we're wondering, Dick and Charles, why wouldn't Lovie Smith call a challenge fumbling at the 1-yard line?
Boy, a lot happened, and Lovie knew what he was doing. Hand off to Kenneth Darby, and Darby gets to the 19-yard line, and Steven Jackson over on the sideline for the Rams came out of the game, a 1-yard pickup. Looks like he was shaken up.
You got the first down carry. Goes into that pile. A lot of Buccaneers there to bring him down. A little shaken up.
3rd down and 6. Can the Bucs stop the Rams here?
Here comes pressure.
Bradford, short drop, completes the pass for a first down to Brandon Gibson. And Gibson carries up to the 30-yard line after the catch. A clutch 3rd down pass by Bradford.
What a great job by Bradford there. Tampa brings pressure off of his right side. He immediately finds the one-on-one to the wide side of the field. Just a little pitch and catch with Gibson.
See a little growth in Gibson too, Jim, because this is a guy who was inactive first couple games of the year because he wasn't blocking, wasn't participating well on special teams. He's gotten the message.
11-yard gain, first down at the 30, and there is a fade. And Gibson again, the intended receiver, but well covered by E.J. Biggers. Second time today, Biggers has been right on the defender with a similar play.
Yeah, once again, and I keep alluding to this, but these are called run plays in the huddle. But they get press corners outside. They get an 8-man box, which is tough to run against, although they've had some success doing it. And so he's taking some shots downfield. Now, I'm not sure the Rams staff wants that. I think with the success they're having on the run, that they prefer that Sam just stick with the play that's called.
Denario Alexander, who was a hero last week, is wide to the left on 2nd down and 10. Not going there, and this pass is no good, out of bounds. LaRon Robinson was the receiver.
That was just a plain miss by Sam Bradford. And what I mean by that is, as he came out on the bootleg, instead of trying to throw the ball to keep his guy on the run, he's so wide open, just stop the receiver in his route with the throw. Just put it on him, make him stop, catch the football, you have a big gain. Instead, he's trying to keep him moving and going forward. Ball goes out of bounds because it sails on him.
Yeah, he hurried the throw. He just hurried. He's so open, I got to get it there, so he hurried it.
Jackson remains on the sideline, 3rd down and 10. Kenneth Darby, who was with the Buccaneers 3 years ago, going out as a receiver, and this pass is drilled incomplete. It was intended for Amendola, and E.J. Biggers, who is playing a big game as a nickel back, forces the Rams to punt.
Remember, he started the season opener for Aqib Talib, who was suspended in that game and had a nice ball game in their opener against Cleveland that they won. 6 tackles, broke up a couple of passes, had an interception.
Spurlock is back. Donnie Jones will kick it away. 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Good hang time. Spurlock at the 25. And the Rams finally bring him down at the 30, and that music means that we are headed for commercial. You knew that. It's 17-9, St. Louis. The Ford Fox NFL pregame show brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1 begins at noon Eastern. Packers-Jets, first game of our doubleheader, and America's Game of the Week, the Vikings and the Patriots, next week on Fox. First down at the 30-yard line. LeGarrette Blount, who has been solid runner, getting the call here. And now you know why he's in there, protecting the football as the Rams trying to strip it away. And a big gain close to midfield. And a gain of 17 yards on first down.
Well, great job of tucking the ball away and then pounding people. Low pad level, using leverage, using that 247 pounds.
And he runs right through the initial contact by number 53, Niall Diggs. And continues downfield.
Keep feeding this guy. First
down on the Bucs 48. Blount 55 yards on 6 carries. Play action. Here comes Long on Freeman, and the pass incomplete. Winslow defended by the linebacker Larry Grant.
Yeah, I just don't know about that call right there. I think when you've just run the ball as effectively as you have the play before with a guy, you got to use that momentum to keep going. It's too early for the play action pass. Run it again, pound it up in there, and then pull out the play action pass. That was too early for that call.
Because now you're looking at a pass.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Well,
I think they can still go back to the run here, but it's a lot tougher at 2nd and 10 to think that you're going to stay on schedule running it as opposed to keeping that 1st and 10 run going.
They go to the run, you're right. Blount gets to midfield, picking up 2.
Yeah, now it's 3rd down and 8.
And you've really taken Blount out of the game because now you want to throw it. So that means he's coming off the field. That means Cadillac Williams has to come into the game because he's their best pass protector as a running back, can handle the blitz pickups. That's not what LeGarrette Blount is there for at this time.
No, and I was never a play caller, but
not on offense. Not on offense.
So I don't know if I should be criticizing the play call, but I just didn't agree with it.
3rd down and 8. Receivers in the lineup, and this pass, and it's caught by Sammy Stroughter, who gets the first down to the 41-yard line of the Rams. Jerome Murphy, the nickelback, making the tackle, and a 9-yard gain, and Stroughter was kind of clear when he caught that pass.
And what the Buccaneers are excited about with the development of Aurelius Ben is that they can take Sammy Stroughter, number 18, and put him back in his natural habitat, and that's in the slot. That's where he operates best. Has a great sense of space, understanding where the dead spots are on the field, and he's a terrific 3rd down receiver.
And now LeGarrette Blount is back in.
And Wednesday night, I'll be in the kayak out in the bay. You will? Just look for the big dude, looking for the long ball.
You taking your radio with you? Will you listen to the game?
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. You see how the schedule breaks down: Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday if necessary.
Into play left guard with Keedrick Vincent out of action. Jeff Fain had been lost for a couple of weeks. Jeremy Zutah at center, so there's some problems with that offensive line, and 10 penalties already marked off against the Bucs.
So once again, it changes your play calling. It changes what you're thinking. What you talked about, Jim, being on schedule. Now they're behind.
First down and 15. And now, to compound it, Raheem Morris's Buccaneers call their first timeout of the 2nd half. Rams leading 17-9. Bucs calling a timeout, and looking at the facial expression of Steven Jackson, it looks like he may be ready to come back next time the Rams have the ball. First down and 15 on the back on the 47. Screen pass to Cadillac Williams. And another flag is down at midfield. And Williams was hit by Laurinaitis, among others. Got 5 yards.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 59. From into the run, 15 yards.
Larry Grant.
First down.
It's going to cost him.
Yeah, he played that screen outstanding, and there's an unfortunate grab to the helmet.
Two linebackers missed him.
Yeah, he didn't really grab the face mask. He kind of brushed it.
Got his hand over the top of it right in that area, so the flag comes out automatically.
As an old defensive coach, I don't understand why you can stiff arm to the face mask on offense, but you can't even brush the face mask on defense without drawing the penalty.
I think that's a legitimate question.
You do?
I think we got to see the rules committee when it's all over this year.
Tampa Bay coming back a bit in time of possession, making an impression down by 1 score. 8 points. It's a first down. Freeman. And Freeman is stopped at the 24 by Brian Keel. He got 3 as we check in again with Kurt Menefee. A game break, Kurt.
The craziness continues in Chicago. Jay Cutler, a little floater, picked off one-handed by D'Angelo Hall. Back-to-back possessions. Hall has a pick. This time he takes it 92 yards for a score and gives the Redskins the lead as they get ready to begin the fourth quarter. Dick Dan Charles.
Wild game going on in Chicago as the Redskins trying to go to 4-3, and the Bears at 4-2 atop the North. 2nd and 7 here. Under a minute to go in the third. Here is LeGarrette Blount. Not this time. Maybe. Oh yeah, he picked up 2-3 extra yards.
Keeps moving the pile, doesn't he? And one thing I'm noticing here as the second half moves on, the Rams defense spending a lot more time on the field, which is giving the Buccaneers defense a chance to rest. And with the weather being what it is, that could be a factor in the fourth quarter.
You're right, it's 90 degrees now. Ram defense is on the field more. Half a minute remaining. Already the Buccaneers in field goal range. 3rd down and 4. Freeman has time for a change. Going into the end zone, and Spurlock out of the end zone. Bartell was covering him, and they had no chance on that one.
For a guy with a bad thigh, they've tried Ron Bartell a lot this afternoon. Haven't gotten much done against him. And Bartell stays the whole way and essentially forces him over the sideline. And then look at Kellen Winslow trying to get free. Brian Keel covering him underneath. Ball goes over the top, trying to get it to Spurlock.
So a field goal try coming up now by Connor Barth. Barth has kicked 3 today. This will be from 38 yards to try to bring the Buccaneers to within 5. And this kick is good. 4 field goals by Connor Barth, keeping the Bucs in the game. And with 2 seconds on the clock, it is 17-12 now in favor of the Rams. Want to remind you, viewers, to go to NFL.com's Game Center for Week 7 live game stats, fan discussions, in-game video highlights, and more only at NFL.com/scores. What about the discussion of this game, guys?
Well, to me, the story of the third quarter is the run game. You know, only 4 yards rushing for the Rams when they were so effective in the first half, and then LeGarrette Blount coming back and having an impact offensively for Tampa. We all want throws down the field and big scores and sexy offense, but sometimes the most efficient offense is the offense that just pounds the football at you. And as you mentioned earlier, keeps that Tampa defense on the bench where they can freshen up for the fourth quarter, and keeps the Rams defense out on the field where they're worn down in this heat.
And for me, the second half has been the good news, bad news for Tampa Bay. They continue to move the ball, but they're kicking field goals. Good news is that they're scoring. Bad news, not paying it off with 6 in the end zone.
Connor Barth, who set a career high with his 4th field goal in the same game. And a return by Danny Amendola as time runs out in this third quarter. And you talk about good news, bad news, Charles. Good news for the Rams. Steven Jackson headed back into the game. That is the end of the third quarter here in Tampa. The Rams clinging to a 17-12 lead over the Bucs. Start of the fourth quarter, and we know that Steven Jackson's getting pumped up here as the Rams lead the Buccaneers. Dick Stockton, along with Charles Davis and Jim Mora. And Sam Bradford has completed 8 of 20 for only 87 yards, but has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Will lead his team starting from the 27. And the slant, and the first catch of the game by Denario Alexander. And he gets about 6 yards on first down.
I think the Rams on this drive need at least 2 to 3 first downs to try and get some rest for their defense, at least.
You're right, Charles. They've got to keep their defense on the bench for a while underneath those fans there and cool them off a little bit because they've been out there a lot this second half.
Savvy Piscatelli has replaced Sean Jones at strong safety for Tampa Bay. Here's Jackson trying to break one up the middle. Piscatelli held on, but a first down for the Rams to the 39.
This guy here, we talked to Barrett Ruud on Friday, and he was so impressed with Steven Jackson's ability to be strong on his 30th carry. Actually, he said he's even stronger on his 30th carry than he is on his first, and you saw an example of it there.
16th carry right here for Jackson. Look at him move that pile and gets about 9 yards to the 49-yard line. So Jackson, who got a little rest, looks as spry as ever. Let's take a look at the Rams' offensive leaders today. Bradford with 2 touchdown passes. Steven Jackson, 92 rushing yards, and of course the all-time leader breaking Dickerson's mark. And Danny Amendola, an all-round game for him.
Yeah, the yardage not listed there is his kick return yardage, that hit those hidden numbers.
2nd down and 1. Jackson diving, got tripped up, but he appears to have the first down right at midfield.
And you saw Steven Jackson's numbers. That's essentially what he's averaged per ball game total offense since about 2006, somewhere around 121 yards per game. Run it, catch it, picks up the blitzers and blocking, the complete back.
The complete back, maybe the most complete back in the National Football League when you combine, like you said, rushing, receiving, and blocking.
He's averaged 5.5 yards per carry. And a false start penalty this time against the Rams.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty is still first down.
It's John Greco, who came in to play right guard for Adam Goldberg in the first half. Early here in the fourth quarter, and the Rams leading by 5. Rams have lost 12 of their last 13 on the road. Their last win was last November at Detroit, away from home. 1st and 15, back on the 45, and here's Jackson. Rondé Barber coming up to make the play after a pickup of 2.
Rondé Barber again, that time playing nickel, coming off the blitz on the slot, smelling out the run and making the tackle from. The guy is so amazing. The things that he can do, the versatility he shows, the instincts that he has, not only in the pass game but in the run game. A certain Hall of Famer, and essentially playing the linebacker position right now in their nickel defense.
What they need now is that defensive front to get upfield and be disruptive, whether they decide to run it or throw it. Get upfield and make a play.
Sacks or interceptions, he's unique. 2nd down and 13, pressure on Bradford, going up the middle, and this one is caught by Daniel Fells, and the first catch of the day for the tight end, and he gets back into Tampa Bay territory at the 48, actually the first time on this series, and it's the Rams' first time in Bucs territory in this second half. 3rd down and 8.
Amendola in the slot is always a prime target on a 3rd down for the Rams.
There he is on the right. Bradford can't find a receiver and will go out of bounds. Barrett Ruud making the play, but it was Tim Crowder who penetrated and forced Bradford out of the pocket.
And his penetration forced him away from where he wanted to go with the football. Amendola was in the slot running a crossing route back in the opposite direction. With the pressure forcing Bradford the other way, he couldn't come back to his primary guy. Had to run it and get what he could, and now the Rams will punt it and play field position.
You said it earlier, the loss of the receivers, Mark Clayton with a sprained knee in week 5 and Donnie Avery in preseason. 2 outstanding receivers. In fact, Clayton came in when Avery got hurt. Michael Spurlock chasing it as it bounces and stops at the 17. And we'll take a break right here. Still early in this fourth quarter. with the Rams up by 5.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Windows 7. By Taco Bell, think outside the bun. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
And welcome back to Tampa. Dick Stockton along with Charles Davis and Jim Mora. The Rams leading by 5, but the Buccaneers have the ball on the 18-yard line. Not gotten into the end zone yet, but they're in the game. Hand off to LeGarrette Blount. A tackle, first down. LeGarrette Blount still on his feet. Tight ropes down the sideline and out of bounds. And a flag is down back up at the 25 of Tampa Bay.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
A tough penalty against Jeremy Trueblood. The right tackle nullifies a 46-yard pickup.
The momentum that gets built up. The crowd gets involved. The team, and right there, Jeremy Trueblood right in front of us. Gets the arms extended with a full push against Kevin Dockery. Is going to bring this play all the way back.
And why? Why do
that's
that?
The question.
The ball carrier is past the tackler. Why do that? It doesn't make sense. It just goes along with what we've seen all day up front with the Buccaneers offensive line, mistake after mistake after mistake, and then right there, a big mistake to kill a huge run and a big momentum changer.
So first down at the 18 after the penalty. Freeman again rolling out, being chased. And this pass deflecting off of Williams, and the defender in front of him was Niall Diggs. Screening him, it looked like.
How about Niall Diggs at his age being able to cover ground like that? That's very impressive, isn't it, Charles?
It was. He really ate it up going after the football because Josh Freeman went to the second level on the throw, decided not to go to the short route, tried to drop it into the secondary, so it floated a little bit trying to get to Mike Williams, and now Diggs closed on it and knocked it away.
Second down and 10 on the Bucs 18. 5 minutes elapsed here in the fourth. Here's LeGarrette Blount. Finally pushed back for a loss on the play. Blount had gained 73 yards prior to that handoff, and Niall Diggs, who was downfield defending the pass, now stopping the run, no gain.
Remember, that play got called back, but they weren't quote-unquote behind the chains. As we look at the last 3 possessions of the Buccaneers, both resulting in field goals. What I mean by that is it wasn't 1st and 25. It was 1st and 10 because it became a spot foul, and they threw the ball on first down. Now they go run it on second, get nothing. It's 3rd and long.
So the last 3 possessions were field goals, 3 of them, and now they're working here at 3rd down and 11. Losing 46 yards as a result of that illegal block. Pass caught by Winslow, and he'll be a 2.5 yards shy of the first down. Keel makes a big play there to prevent Winslow from edging forward, and Tampa Bay will have to punt.
And Jim, what I saw there was Tampa 2.
I was going to say that, Charles. That, you know, everyone talks about what is Tampa 2 defense. Tampa 2 is 2 deep safeties, 5 underneath linebackers, with your middle linebacker having to take that short to deep middle area of the field. And they played Tampa 2 as well as Tampa ever played Tampa 2 right there.
Robert Malone kicking to Danny Amendola, but he's angling it away. Doesn't want to go anywhere near Amendola, and the kick going out of bounds. And they will mark it. Still walking upward at the 33. Timeout. Wednesday, it's game 1 of the World Series as the Rangers make their first ever appearance in the Fall Classic against Tim Lincecum, and the Giants still looking for their first championship since moving to San Francisco. Play action. Bradford's pass, incomplete. Intended for Brandon Gibson, covered by Aqib Talib. So talk about stars. How about Cody Ross coming over from the Marlins in August, the NLCS MVP, played great against Atlanta as well. Juan Uribe with the home run in the 8th inning in the deciding game. Had 2 game-winning RBIs in that series. And Brian Wilson, 3 saves in the 4 wins as the Giants move on beating the Phillies.
Yeah, Brian Wilson too clean-shaven in that one, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did he have a playoff beard going?
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Steven Jackson runs right into Styles White.
All right, let's take a look here. Let's see if we can get a little something here for Brian Wilson. Almost got a little hockey thing going. You
got
know,
a dark
got the
pen?
beard,
Got
you
a-
know, the whole thing. There
It's
he
like
is.
Santa Claus there.
Bam. Brian Wilson ready to go.
Going to be quite a series. Texas Rangers, tough batting order, and Cliff Lee, who's never lost in postseason. It all starts Wednesday exclusively on Fox. 3rd down and 7. Bradford's pass, and it'll be shy of the first. Well, let's see. Forward progress for Laurent Robinson indicates the first down. Looked like he was shy.
This could be a good spot for the St. Louis Rams, and the blitz pickup allowed Sam Bradford to deliver.
Talib defended, and one official indicates that they were a little shy of it, but it'll be a first down for the Rams.
And Laurent Robinson did a nice job going down with his body and shielding and taking that football into his chest.
How about the throw?
Zip.
From the 42 of St. Louis. Play action. Pass caught by Mananui. Getting there.
You got Illinois Mike.
I can't do that. You
can
do it.
You've done a heck of a job with that pronunciation the whole game.
But watch his body control. However you want to pronounce his name, watch how he turns back, catches the football, gets it to the outside arm, and continues upfield.
And we're talking about a 265-pounder moving like that.
Exactly. They use him at tight end. They can bring him back into fullback in certain sets.
There is Jackson. And out of bounds. Let's go to Kurt Menefee. Game break. What do you got, Kurt?
Well, Carolina looking for its first win. 49ers looking for their second. Matt Moore helping the Niners cause. Terrible pass intercepted by the big man. Defensive end Ray McDonald, 31 yards for the score. Put San Francisco up 20-13 late in the 4th. But the Carolina Panthers have the ball inside the 20, looking to even the score. Dick and Charles?
You remember the old number 86 for the Rams?
Brandon
Manamalauna. I can say that one.
And he's in Chicago now playing for Mike Martz's offense.
Jackson is easy to say, and he rushes to the 44 where Rondé Barber brings him down.
So to put a cap on it, no guy named Smith is going to wear 86 for the Rams, right? Okay.
Doesn't look like it. And you talk about Steven Jackson, easy to say, tough to stop.
How about the difference in halves with the Ram offense coming up empty, trying to cling to the 5-point lead with under 6 minutes remaining in the 4th.
And the bulk of those yards and plays, the last 2 drives for the Rams.
3rd and 6. And a late snap and a false start. So it'll be
False
3rd
start,
now.
Offense, everyone but the center.
And 11.
5 yards, 3rd down.
Everyone but the center.
And Pat Shermer had told us when you go on the road, part of being effective on the road is handling your communication, dealing with crowd noise, and taking care of all the other small details that go into a game plan. On that play, they must have allowed that to affect them as we look at the false starts. They're 15th, the most in the NFL.
They need 11, do the Rams. They give it to Jackson. And Jackson is tackled from behind by Tim Crowder. And a gain of 7. Good play by Crowder, and so 4th down coming up, and they'll kick.
And he's not happy. He thought he was about 1/2 step away from popping that one big. Very angry that he let someone get him down in the secondary when he thought he was about to make the big move.
Spurlock is back deep. Donnie Jones will punt. Bearcats called for by Spurlock at about the 18-yard line. So Josh Freeman. 4 of his 6 wins have been fourth quarter comebacks. Can he do it again? Back here in Tampa, some young Buccaneer fans getting an early start for Halloween next week. Josh Freeman will start from the 19-yard line. He has completed 13 of 26 for 134 yards. No TDs and no picks. Going underneath to Cadillac Williams, and Laurinaitis puts him down in a hurry. 3-yard gain.
The good thing the Buccaneers have going for them is that they have a full team that believes in what Josh Freeman gives. Right? They believe in this guy. Dick, you already said it. 4 out of his 6 wins, comeback wins in the fourth quarter. This team believes he can bring them back no matter what the circumstances.
Now they only have 2 timeouts remaining. Called one early in the half. 2nd down and 7. Here comes the pressure, and this one's caught by Winslow, and Winslow should have the first down just shy of the 30. And the player down is Ron Bartell.
Friendly fire.
And he's writhing in pain. Remember, you talked about the thigh injury, and Bartell wanted to play this week, was active, didn't start, and has played a good deal. We'll be right back. Middle of that pack is Ron Bartell looking at his shoulder. Right now they have Bradley Fletcher, Jerome Murphy, and Kevin Dockery, 3 corners who are in the game with multiple receivers for Tampa Bay. 1st and 10 at the 29. Freeman off balance. Cadillac Williams has it, but he is put down. And a good play by the secondary there, Jerome Murphy.
We talked early in the telecast about these 2 young quarterbacks. Freeman had a tough start, but has come back solid. And the other side, you got Sam Bradford. 2 touchdown passes, both coming on key down. That's 3rd down.
Loss of 1, making it 2nd and 11, and Freeman gets out of trouble, spins his way, and slides about 3 yards shy of the first down. As we wind close to 3 minutes remaining, he got 8 yards, and an injured player back there for Tampa Bay. Slow getting up is Jeremy Trueblood, the right tackle. This is the quarterback comparison numerically. We showed you the highlights. Here's what they are statistically, and Trueblood, the right tackle, being worked on.
Those 2 went at it in college. Sam Bradford and Josh Freeman one time. Oklahoma, Kansas State is one of the few times in Sam Bradford's career he was under 50% throwing the football. Similar to today, but his team won big that day, so it didn't matter the percentage because he got the ball in the end zone.
We talked at the top of the show about Freeman and his mobility. Right there, that play was an example of great escapability to avoid the rush, and then the mobility to run. And at 255 pounds, to see a guy move like he was just moving and twisting and turning the pocket is so very, very impressive.
And he took it from third and long to 3rd manageable.
James Lee replaces Trueblood. 3rd down and 3. Huge 3rd down play, and the handoff to Williams. First down, Cadillac Williams at the 47, and he gets hit by a Togway hard, but he gets 10 yards, does Cadillac, and a first down for the Bucs. 2.5 minutes to play and 2 timeouts left, trailing by 5.
How fun is it to watch Freeman operate in this situation?
Very cool. Not rushing, and this pass is going to be, let's see, no flag? No. The defender had his back to the field, and that was Bradley Fletcher. Didn't make contact, and that's the saving grace for him.
And you see Josh Freeman talking to Jeremy Zuttah in the huddle there. That ball floated back to him on the shotgun snap and threw off the timing of the play. Fletcher able to get a hand up and make a play. A lot of people say he didn't have his head around, so it should have been interference, but he was able to make the play. I don't think there should have been a flag warranted there.
There's no such thing as face guarding in this league. That's a misconception, and there was no contact. So it doesn't matter where he's looking.
Second down and 10. Freeman's pass. Mike Williams with the catch into Ram territory at the 37. A pickup of 16. And we're down to the 2-minute warning. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not scored a touchdown, but they'll need one to pull this one out. 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and the Buccaneers coming back in the second half, and the Rams, who were quiet in the second half last week against San Diego, very quiet here with 4 punts and 4 possessions in the second half today. And the question is, can Josh Freeman lead yet another fourth quarter comeback?
I like the way that he's moving his team now. He's moving against a very tired St. Louis Rams defense, which has spent the bulk of the second half on the field.
First down for the Bucs on the Ram 37.
Freeman sees the blitz and audibles. A little cat and mouse. Now they're going back to 2 deep.
Freeman going underneath to Williams, and he is put down immediately by Brian Keel. And a late flag is thrown. Clock stops with 1:51.
This could be a lineman coming in to clean up at the end of the play.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Offense number 77, late hit on the foul.
How many mistakes?
James Lee.
Still first down.
Huge penalty against Tampa Bay.
Look at the end of the play, Jim. See 77. He's going to come in and try and clean up at the end. Well, I don't know what he's thinking.
Plays like that will drive you out of your head as a football coach. You're in the game. You got a chance to drive down and win it, and now you find yourself staring at a second down and forever because of a play like that. Just another mistake out of the offensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Now for the Rams, Bradley Fletcher is hurt, and the Rams have to take a timeout. Next week, Packers and the Jets in the early game. It's an NFL on Fox doubleheader. And in the late game, America's game of the week, the Vikings and the Patriots. Yes, Randy Moss going back to play against his former team. All starts with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1. Begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Favre and Brady hook up next week, Charles.
No doubt it's a quarterback-driven league. And Brett Favre, he gets his help from Adrian Peterson primarily, now trying to integrate with Randy Moss, get him into the lineup in the offense. And Tom Brady, doesn't matter who's catching passes for him, they continue to move the ball.
Fletcher goes out of the game, and Ron Bartell coming back in, holding his shoulder. So this is a war of attrition here for the Rams secondary. They've already lost James Butler with a knee, the safety. And the saving grace for St. Louis, they've got Tampa Bay backed up 2nd and 22 at midfield.
But their number 1 receiver's on top. That's Mike Williams going against Bartell.
Here's Freeman's pass going underneath to Cadillac Williams. And Williams working his way to the 41-yard line. Keel makes the tackle. He got 8 yards there. Now 140 and 3rd down and 14. Buccaneers have 2 timeouts remaining.
Got to find Kellen Winslow if at all possible in this 3rd man in.
3rd and 14. Pass caught to Mike Williams, and Williams getting down to the 30-yard line, short of a first down by 3. When do they call the timeout,
Right
Jim?
now. You call the timeout right now. It's 4th down and 3. Thank you.
Thank you. So the timeout called with leaving Tampa Bay with 1. It'll be 4th down and 3.
So now we've got Tampa Bay. They've got the 1. And the Rams have the 2, hoping that they are unnecessary.
You know, we're only talking about 4 seconds right there that elapsed off the clock. But in a game like this, those 4 seconds could be the deciding 4 seconds. And you've got to be on that. As soon as that ball goes down, as soon as the play is dead, you got to be in the official's ear calling timeout. You got to tell them before the snap. You got to say, hey, if we don't get this and it's 4th down, I'm calling timeout, so he anticipates that.
Well, it's 4th down and 3, and of course this game is history if they don't get the yardage. So,
well, we're about to see some tight man-to-man. They'll probably add a 5th rusher in here and play man-free. And that
they've
means
been successful once. This is the one that counts.
And let's look for Winslow here. Once again, as Charles mentioned earlier, he's the key guy.
There he is, 4th down and 3, and this pass is caught. Kellen Winslow, 1st down at the 21.
Take that all day, Josh Freeman.
9-yard gain, under a minute remaining, and still 1 timeout left for the Buccaneers. They're on the 21, and they have to score a touchdown for them to beat the Rams, who are trying to hold on for their first road victory since last November. And there is Freeman's pass, incomplete. No flags. Spurlock defending by Ron Bartell, who's shaken up earlier, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10, but the clock stops with 37 seconds.
Well, it stops, but questionable time management there after the 1st down get on 4th down. I think that's the time you want to rush up to the line of scrimmage and clock it.
You see Bartell working with the injured shoulder, the injured thigh, working there. Little incidental contact with Spurlock. It drew a crowd reaction, but no flag is good, and you just get the sense right now this Rams defense is hanging on.
13th play of the drive on 2nd and 10. Good protection for Freeman, and his pass into the end zone, incomplete off the hands of Winslow.
He waited too long to throw it. He had him early. He had Otagwe beat early, and Freeman just puts a little too much air under it, but really he waited too long to throw it and gave the defender a chance to catch up. Watch, he's got him now. Throw it now.
And that gave Otagwe a chance to come back and become a factor on the play. Looks like Winslow's going out.
Well, that's not what we want to see on a big 3rd and 10.
They got 3 wide receivers. John Gilmore, who's the blocking tight end in there, 3rd down and 10. Still a timeout in the pocket for the Bucks, and this pass is caught by Mike Williams. Williams inside the 10. Williams down to the 1-yard line. And the clock stops with 20 seconds to go. And the Buccaneers will use their last timeout. It'll be 1st and goal. They'll mark it at about the 1.5-yard line.
You mentioned the Rams defense wearing out a little bit, Charles. I think this is a good indication of it here. They just didn't have the legs to redirect, and Williams beats him back to the inside.
Breaks a tackle, very strong as he gets upfield, very deft. He breaks through Dahl's tackle before Laurinaitis able to capture him just before the goal line.
So Laurinaitis saved a touchdown there. The question is, can they save the touchdown again? 20 seconds. How many plays, Jim?
No timeouts. Well, if you throw it, you got 3. If you run it, you got 2.
If you're fortunate on the second one on the run.
Winslow back in the game. All this guy can do is watch. He gained 110 yards for the Rams. No timeouts left for Tampa Bay. 1st and goal, and the pass knocked down, intended for Williams, and it was Ron Bartell playing with an injured shoulder who makes a terrific play on the slant.
They tell you don't let him inside on the slant route. He gets there, but Bartell is not so far outside he can't redirect and recover, and is able to knock the ball away from Mike Williams.
You talk about gutting it up. This is a guy with a left shoulder injury, reaching in with his left arm to make that play. Gutty, gutty, gutty play.
2nd and goal, 17 seconds. Freeman on the rollout. Freeman throws. Touchdown, Cadillac Williams. And the Bucs will go for 2 here. A 1-yard pass. Freeman to Cadillac Williams on the 16th play of the drive. Trying to give Tampa Bay a 3-point lead. Freeman will not get there. So the conversion fails, and with 10 seconds to go, it's an 18-17 Tampa Bay lead. This is what put the Bucs ahead.
And they wanted to put the ball in the hands of their playmaker. Couldn't run the football because of time and no timeouts left. He kept the play alive with his mobility and allowed Cadillac Williams to come out of the backfield and find an open spot for the go-ahead touchdown.
And that is the first touchdown catch of the year for Cadillac Williams, and the first touchdown of the game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who up to that point relied on 4 field goals by Connor Barth.
Well, the Jets are blitzing. There's Williams. Long comes off his coverage there because he thinks that Freeman's going to break contain. And Williams sneaks free.
That's the example you talked about earlier, Jim, about mobility. Yep. It's not just being able to run up into the secondary and make that big run. It's being able to buy time, slide in the pocket, escape a little bit of pressure to keep a play alive long enough to turn it into a positive play for your team. The Buccaneers now ahead.
Amendola. And you know they're not going to give him a good kick to return. They're going to kick it deep. Amendola from the 2. Goes down, but the Rams will get another chance with 5 seconds to go. Quincy Black on the tackle. And they've got one last play here. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers turning it around dramatically from the first half to the second half, and once again the Rams slumbering in the second half. And it was a couple of weeks ago where the Rams had a chance to finally get over 500. They're at 3-3. They were 2-2. Lost at Detroit. Had a chance to win on the road here. And it's just about slipped away. And this could be it. Bradford's pass is caught by LaRon Robinson. Time runs out. And now Steven Jackson. Loose ball. And the game is over. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who led at 3-0 in the first quarter, didn't see the lead again until Freeman hit Williams with the winning touchdown. Final score 18-17. The Buccaneers go to 4-2 on the year. The Rams drop to 3-4, and we'll be back to Tampa after these messages.